Okay, 3 magical money mindsets for the new year. Before we get into this one, as always, I'd like you to go ahead and give that thumbs up if you find my content valuable, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. This way YouTube can have the information that it needs to push this video out to others so that others can get this information and hopefully benefit from it. All right. 3 magical money mindsets that can help you in the new year. Now, we're at New Year's Eve right now, and a lot of people make New Year's resolutions. And I'm not a real fan of New Year's resolutions, but it is what it is. I always say start right now. Whenever you get information, whenever you get something, start right now. But we're at New Year's Eve, so now is the time to start for New Year's Eve so that you can have that momentum going into the new year. And if you pick up this video tomorrow, New Year's Day, or later on, just start where you're at. But think about the whole year, because that's a better way to think long term, to actually set down the habits and everything that you need to be successful. So these 3 magical money mindsets we're going to go through right now. Mindset number 1. You want to have emergency reserves. Number 1, emergency reserves are very, very important. Having the cash and having the access to that cash that you need at any given moment whenever you have a challenge or an emergency. Okay, now there are specific places that might be good to put this money so that you actually have some interest that you're earning on that money. And in future videos, we'll definitely talk about the specifics of that. But right now, I want you to get that mindset in your mind that you're going to have emergency reserves, that in the new year, it's going to be different for you. It's not going to be like the past, where whenever something happens, you do not have the emergency reserves in cash to take care of whatever challenge comes up. So that's number 1, emergency reserves, okay? Number 2 is to eliminate debt. You're going to have the mindset that you are going to get rid of debt in this new year. Debt is not going to be something that kind of hangs on you, kind of like a cloud over your head. Debt is not going to be a part of your life in the new year. How do you do that? Well, you want to set things up where you're eliminating debt. You want to create margin in your life, in your financial life, to where you can actually start to take care of these debts. And you do that by doing 2 things: monitoring your money and managing your money, okay? And they're similar, but it's 2 separate things. One, you want to monitor. You want to look at what you have coming in and what you have going out, okay? You want to monitor that to see what is going on. And in fact, I talk to some people, they don't even know the money that they make. They don't know what they make on their check at a regular basis, week per week or month per month, or however they're paid. They have no idea what their actual income is. You want to change that. You want to make sure that you know what's coming in. You also want to know what's going out, okay? So that you can have a starting point as to what your income looks like and what your spending looks like, okay? But then you also want to manage that. And this is where the dreaded word budget comes in. But you want to manage your money. And it's really not a dreaded word. It's all about framing it correctly. Because I like what Dave Ramsey says about this. What a budget is telling your money what to do. So instead of wondering where your money went, he says it in that you tell your money what to do instead of wondering where your money went. Okay, that's what a budget is. It's something to where you're being the manager, telling your money where to go and what to do. So think of it, frame it positively, having that budget. So you're going to eliminate debt and actually monitor and manage your money so that you can create margin that helps you to eliminate that debt. Okay? But the whole mindset that you want to press into your mind is that you're not going to be in debt anymore. You are not going to have this high interest consumer debt like credit cards anymore going into the new year. You're going to do what you have to make sure that you're eliminating that in your life in this upcoming year. And I'm just encouraging you to take hold of that. So we got 1 and 2. 2, eliminating that debt. 1, creating that emergency reserve, okay? So now we're going to move on to number 3, the big one, and that's building wealth. Actually having the mindset of building assets, okay? Minimizing liabilities, okay? Know the definition of assets and liabilities. I actually learned this in the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That was the big concept that I took from that book. Was anything that puts money into your pocket is an asset. Anything that takes money out of your pocket is a liability. What you want to be thinking about in the year 2026 is that in your mind, you're going to be an individual that eventually gets to the point to where you're building assets. And in the future, your assets will pay for your lifestyle. If you purchase a liability, let's say a car, in the future, your assets will pay for your liabilities. So in other words, you're going to build assets. You're going to build those assets so that it can take care of your lifestyle and purchase liabilities if you purchase liabilities at all. So you're going to be an asset builder, okay? And there are different assets, and I really don't want to get into what different assets are in this particular video, but just commit to yourself that you are a person that builds assets, okay? You're going to be the kind of a person that seeks out things and that does things that create assets. If you actually go to an employer and work for an employer like I do, I work as a middle manager for a grocery store. When your check comes in, you're going to do what you can to convert a portion of that income to assets, whether that be paper assets, whether it be some other assets, maybe even a side hustle or business that you're building, but you're going to be an asset builder. You're going to convert that income into assets as much as possible, a portion of it, okay? So let's kind of review, okay? The first thing that you're going to do is to create that emergency reserve. Actually have a little bit of extra in case an emergency hits. Then you're going to have the mindset of eliminating debt in your life in 2026. And finally, you're going to be and become the kind of person who's building wealth by increasing assets in your life and reducing the liabilities. These are mindsets. These are basic overall arching mindsets. Now, once you commit to this, yes, there's going to be some specifics that you're going to have to do at each one of these categories. And I talked about before, there are several different paths that you can take to get to a destination, okay? What I'm going to do is to give you my specific path that I've been on, okay? And hopefully this will ignite your critical thinking to where you can design a path for yourself, to where you're eliminating debt, where you're creating emergency reserves, where you're building wealth by learning the specifics that I've been through. I'll also give extra suggestions, but that's what I'm going to do on this channel. And I'm also going to promise to you that I am not going to be trying to sell you things and trying to do things like that. This is going to be a safe place for you to come to learn about these things because I want you to be successful. Because I remember when I wasn't successful, when I was broke and bankrupt and wondering how I was going to pay my bills. I had to rob Peter to pay Paul, if you hear that saying. I was going through all of those things. So I don't want you to have to go through that. If I could and go back 25 years ago when I was broken, bankrupt, and speak to myself, these are the things I would have said to myself and what I'm going to be giving you in future videos. And I would have wanted whatever information I was receiving back then to be good, safe information. So that's what I'm going to give you. Good information without anything else, anything for you to buy or anything that is detrimental for you. So I hope that you join me on that journey. Definitely take these 3 mindsets to heart so that 2026 is going to be different than previous years. This year that's coming up is going to be 2026, but the new year, if you're watching this in any other year, is going to be a better year for you. Once again, I'd like to thank you for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. Thanks. Take care.